Hello, and welcome to the Picking Your Program session. My name is Kimber Guinn, and I'm a study abroad advisor at the University of Louisville. First, what is a program provider? Third-party program providers, as they are officially called, are simply companies that UofL has partnered with to facilitate student travel abroad. We have 21 different program providers to choose from, and to be honest, it can feel somewhat overwhelming at times. That's where our office comes in. Why do we like program providers? Well, they offer a wide array of support, both before you even begin your international experience and while abroad. The best thing about program providers is the in-country support. There will often be a staff member associated with that provider who lives in the city and in the country where you're studying abroad. They are on call and available to assist you with whatever need that may arise. Feeling sick? Call up your on-site coordinator and they can escort you to the local doctor. Having trouble in class? They can connect you with a tutor or provide study resources. Program providers will also pick you up at the airport upon your arrival, easing the fear of being in an unknown location for the very first time. If you study abroad for longer than 90 days, you will require a visa. Program providers walk you through the steps of a visa application, and some will even take your paperwork to the closest embassy on your behalf to apply for the visa. This saves you the hassle of trying to get to that city and saves you countless hours of time. Excursions are essentially field trips that are embedded into your program. It could be a day trip to do some nearby sightseeing, or even an overnight weekend trip to another country. Since you have already paid for these excursions, it makes sense to take advantage. Program providers also have their own scholarships you can apply to. Note that scholarships tend to have earlier deadlines, so the earlier you plan your study abroad, the better. Providers also include travel and medical insurance in the program fee as well. This will usually cover lost baggage, that way you can buy new clothes until your suitcase arrives, and will reimburse you for any medical visits you make abroad. Providers also have guaranteed housing options for you in-country. You can usually choose from a dorm, pretty similar to what we have here at UofL, a student apartment where you can either live with local students or other American students on the program, or with a local family in a homestay. Our role as study abroad advisors is just that, to advise you on the options. Every single student is different academic needs, different personal wants, and different financial constraints. We will not be able to point you towards the absolute best program because there could be numerous equally awesome programs available to you. That being said, it is very important for you to do your own research. Studying abroad is an investment of your time and money. You owe it to yourself to do your due diligence and compare program providers. Here are some questions to answer in advance to help make your research easier. First, how long do you want to spend abroad? The shortest time you can study abroad is for 10 days over winter break. You take one fairly intensive 3-credit-hour class during this period. The most popular time students study abroad is for 1 or 2 months during the summer. You can take between 1 and 3 classes, depending on the duration of your program. Students who study abroad in the summer tend to be ahead academically because it's the exact same concept of taking summer classes here at UofL. Taking extra classes means being ahead. Next is a semester, where you spend 4 to 6 months abroad. During a semester, you do have to be a full-time student, which means taking at least 12 credit hours. We recommend taking 15 credit hours so you stay on track to graduate. The longest you can spend abroad is a full academic year, 2 semesters back-to-back. Next, do you receive financial aid or scholarships to attend UofL? I include this question because students often don't realize they can use their financial aid and scholarships to offset the cost of study abroad. Keys money, full tuition scholarships, partial tuition scholarships, financial aid from filing the FAFSA, all counts. There is one caveat. You must study abroad during the term you typically receive the scholarship. That means If you receive a full tuition scholarship for the fall and spring semesters, then you would have to study abroad during one of those semesters to use that scholarship. Next, do you have a location in mind? Is there a specific country or region you have always wanted to visit? With over 75 available countries, it helps to have at least a region of interest to narrow down your search. Do you speak another language or want to learn one? Whether your major requires you to take a foreign language or you simply want to, studying abroad is the absolute best way to learn. Not to fear though, you can take all of your classes in English while abroad if you so choose. Finally, what classes do you need? It's vital to let your academic advisor know as soon as possible that you are interested in studying abroad. That way they can look over your flight plan and together you can pick out classes to take abroad. Generally speaking, it is easier to take general education and elective classes abroad. Major classes and STEM classes are available, but it takes a little bit more planning. And then, if you need an internship for your major, you can intern abroad. Some program providers will let you add on an internship or volunteer component in addition to taking classes. Your first steps are simple. Visit our website, louisville.edu/studyabroad, and click the Looking to Study Abroad tab. Here you can see the full list of 21 program providers and a list of destinations. Click around on the providers and scope out their websites. Some are more user-friendly than others, and this may be a deciding factor for you. Then email us at edabroad, that's edabroad, at louisville.edu to schedule an appointment and talk through your options. Be sure to follow us on social media. Our handle is at UofL Study Abroad for the latest news on scholarships, events, and program updates.